The blackness of space stretched endlessly, dotted with tiny stars that flickered like distant candles. Among them, a small alien scout ship moved quietly toward the solar system. Its sleek metallic surface reflected the light of the sun, making it almost invisible against the dark void. Inside, the aliens monitored their screens, their eyes narrow with curiosity and arrogance. "They are weak," hissed one of them, a tall figure with green-scaled skin. "No fleets, no defenses, just primitive creatures." Another, shorter and rounder, shook its head. "We will take their planet without a fight. Their orbit is unguarded. Their technology is primitive. It will be simple." The scout ship drifted closer and Earth came into view. From space, the blue and green planet looked peaceful, almost fragile. Clouds moved slowly over oceans. Tiny lights flickered in cities. Satellites orbited silently, harmless and oblivious to the danger above. On Earth, humans went about their lives. Children played in schoolyards, workers typed on computers in glass towers, and astronauts trained in orbiting stations. The world seemed ordinary, vulnerable even. There was no sign that anyone was watching from the shadows. The aliens' assumptions felt correct. Back in the scout ship, the aliens laughed quietly. "They will not even see us coming," the taller one said. "We will take their planet before they know it exists." But what the aliens did not see was the shadow hidden nearby, moving slowly against the starlit background. A ship so large it could block sunlight from small cities. Its hull was dark, shaped like a predator, sleek and intimidating. It did not appear on any human radar. It did not move with human fleets. It waited, silent, cloaked, hidden. Inside the hidden ship, humans moved with purpose. Scientists and military commanders worked side by side in quiet tension. They did not panic. They did not rush. Every motion was precise, every command calculated. The vessel was more than a ship. It was a fortress, a weapon designed to protect Earth from threats no one else could imagine. Captain Elena Voss stood on the bridge, staring at the tactical screens. "Status?" she asked, her voice calm but sharp. "All systems are ready, Captain," replied a young officer. "Cloaking field stable, weapon systems online, alien signature detected approaching Earth orbit." Elena nodded. She had trained for this moment all her life. Humanity had always been underestimated. For centuries, humans had been considered fragile, primitive, and slow. But they were not. Not anymore. Not now. Outside the ship, the aliens continued their approach. Their excitement grew. "Prepare for invasion," one hissed. "Soon Earth will be ours." They had no idea that every step they took was being watched, studied, and anticipated. Every sensor, every calculation, every trajectory had been considered by human minds that were far sharper than the aliens believed. As the scout ship moved into a closer orbit, Earth's surface remained calm and unaware. Satellites continued their silent rotations. Humans still slept in beds, walked in streets, and worked in offices. No alarm sounded. No siren screamed. The planet looked defenseless. Yet above them, in the cold black void, the hidden Star Destroyer waited. Its cloaking field shimmered faintly, invisible to alien sensors. The crew inside prepared for a mission they had trained their entire lives for, to defend Earth from invaders who thought it weak. Elena moved to the observation window, looking at the approaching alien fleet. Her eyes were steady, determined. "They think Earth is easy," she whispered to herself. "They think we are weak. Let them come. We are ready." And so the first move had been made. The aliens believed in the false sense of security. They believed Earth was an open target. They did not know that the humans had already won the element of surprise. Somewhere in the darkness, the massive ship waited, silent and patient. Its engines hummed softly, barely audible even to those who might be listening. Every crew member knew their role. Every human knew their purpose. The countdown to the confrontation had begun, and the aliens, they had no idea what was coming. Far below the calm surface of Earth, in a hidden complex buried beneath the ice of Antarctica, the hum of advanced machinery echoed through massive halls. The world above remained unaware, continuing its normal routines, oblivious to the deadly shadow creeping closer from the stars. Inside the complex, humans moved with purpose. Engineers, scientists, and military strategists walked through the corridors, their expressions serious but calm. Each knew the stakes. Each had trained for this moment, preparing for an invasion that the rest of humanity would never even know existed until it was too late. At the heart of the facility, the massive Star Destroyer sat in a specially designed orbital dock. Its sleek black hull reflected faint lights from the surrounding machinery. The ship was unlike anything in the universe, its technology decades, maybe centuries ahead of even the most advanced alien fleets. It was the culmination of humanity's secret efforts, hidden for decades from prying eyes. Captain Elena Voss strode onto the bridge, her boots clicking softly against the polished floor. Around her, crew members manned their stations, checking systems and reviewing tactical simulations. "Status report," she demanded. "All systems green, Captain," replied Lieutenant Harris, his fingers flying over a holographic console. "Cloaking field stable. Weapons fully operational. Sensors detect multiple alien ships approaching from outer orbit. Estimated time to intercept, 23 minutes. Elena's eyes narrowed. 23 minutes. It was enough time to prepare, but not enough to waste. The aliens believed in their advantage, in Earth's vulnerability. They were about to learn how wrong they were. "The aliens think we are weak," Elena said quietly, almost to herself. "They think we are slow. They think we are primitive. Let them come. They will be in for a surprise." In a different part of the bridge, Dr. Lena Cho adjusted a holographic display, showing a three-dimensional map of the solar system and the alien fleet advancing toward Earth. "Captain, their strategy is predictable," she said. "They've underestimated us at every step. We can use that against them." Elena nodded. "Good. Initiate battle protocols. Let's show them what humans are capable of." The crew worked in perfect synchrony. Every motion, every command, every calculation was precise. Humans were not just strong, they were clever. They had studied alien tactics, learned their weaknesses, and prepared contingencies for every possible scenario. Above the ice of Antarctica, sensors detected the approaching fleet. Alien ships moved with confidence, their metal hulls glinting in the sunlight. From space, Earth still looked peaceful, unarmed, unprepared. The aliens had no idea that the real weapon had been hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right moment to strike. Inside the Star Destroyer, Elena's eyes scanned the bridge. Every officer knew the importance of secrecy. If the aliens suspected the existence of this ship, the element of surprise would be lost. Humanity's advantage would vanish in an instant. A low hum began to vibrate through the hull. The cloaking field was being tested, a thin veil shimmering over the ship's black surface. In space, it looked like nothing more than a shadow against the stars. To the aliens, it was invisible, untraceable, deadly. "Cloak stability at 98%, Harris reported. "Full activation in 30 seconds. Elena exhaled. "Good. Once we are fully cloaked, we will move into position. Target the alien flagship first, disable their sensors, then we hit the fleet hard and fast." Dr. Cho glanced at her display. "Their formation is tight. If we act now, we can divide their fleet, isolate their command ships, and neutralize their advantage. The humans will win this not by brute force, but by intelligence and timing." The crew exchanged determined glances. This was not just a battle. It was a demonstration of what humanity could achieve when underestimated. Every human on the ship understood the stakes. Every life counted. Every maneuver was critical. Below on Earth, the world continued its normal rhythm. Cities buzzed with life. Planes crossed the skies. Satellites moved silently in orbit. Humanity seemed vulnerable, fragile, defenseless. But it was all an illusion, a carefully crafted deception to lure the aliens into a trap they would never escape. "Captain," Harris said, pointing at the screen, "alien fleet entering optimal range for engagement. They are moving faster than predicted. Sensors show multiple signature clusters, almost as if they are confident of victory." Elena's lips curled into a small, cold smile. "Then it is time. Prepare for decloak." She pressed a sequence of commands on the central console. A soft vibration ran through the ship. The cloaking field shimmered, then expanded, covering every surface, every weapon system, every hull panel. In space, the Star Destroyer was a ghost, a phantom waiting to strike. The aliens continued their approach, unaware of the massive warship lying in wait. They believed in their false sense of security. They believed Earth was unprotected, and humanity, patient and powerful, waited for the perfect moment to reveal itself. Because when the Star Destroyer decloaked, nothing in the alien fleet would ever be the same. The vast emptiness of space trembled as the hidden Star Destroyer uncloaked. Its black hull, long and jagged, reflected starlight like the scales of a cosmic predator. The alien fleet, approaching confidently from the outer edges of the solar system, suddenly froze. Their sensors screamed with confusion. "What is this?" hissed the tall, green-skinned officer. Where did they come from?" "They were invisible," the rounder officer stammered. "Impossible. Our instruments, they could not detect." But it was too late. Humanity had struck. From the bow of the Star Destroyer, beams of blue energy cut across the void, targeting the alien scouts. One by one, the smaller ships exploded in brilliant flashes, metal and plasma scattering into the darkness. The aliens screamed orders, but the humans were too fast, too precise. Every shot had a purpose. Every maneuver was calculated to hit the enemy at their weakest points. On the bridge, Captain Elena Voss stood like a statue, her eyes scanning the holographic battlefield. "Target their flagship," she ordered. "Disable their sensors first, then move on the fleet. Do not waste energy." Lieutenant Harris's hands moved like lightning. Engaging main batteries and firing now. A massive pulse of energy shot toward the alien command ship, striking its shield systems. The shields flickered, then collapsed in sparks of green and violet. The flagship lurched violently, losing formation control. Panic spread through the alien ranks as their scouts were destroyed one after another. Even in the chaos, humans maintained calm precision. Smaller human attack ships hidden behind the massive Star Destroyer flanked the alien fleet. They darted in and out, disabling engines and slicing through weapons arrays. It was not brute force. It was strategy, skill, and timing that gave humanity the advantage. The aliens tried to regroup. Their fleet formed a defensive perimeter around the flagship. Missiles streaked toward the Star Destroyer. Lasers slashed through the void. But the humans anticipated every move. Cloaking systems, decoy drones, and advanced targeting algorithms turned the alien attacks into harmless fireworks. "Captain," Harris said, his voice tight with focus, "their flagship is attempting a hyperspace jump to escape. They're trying to regroup." Elena's jaw tightened. "Not on my watch. Prepare the intercept grid, fire plasma nets." A web of energy and magnetic fields shot from the Star Destroyer, wrapping around the alien flagship like chains of light. The jump engines flared, then sputtered, failing. The aliens roared in disbelief. Humanity had trapped them. But the battle was far from over. Alien reinforcements emerged from the shadows, massive warships that dwarfed their scouts. They moved with terrifying speed, intent on smashing Earth's defenders before the humans could strike again. "Hold formation," Elena shouted. "Remember, they expect a fight of strength. Give them intelligence instead. Use their arrogance against them." Dr. Lena Cho pointed at the holographic display. "We can divide their fleet. Draw half toward the inner asteroid belt. Use the gravitational fields as traps. Their size will work against them." Elena nodded. "Do it. Execute now." In the asteroid belt near Mars, smaller human ships lured a portion of the alien fleet into a narrow corridor. Massive asteroids shifted in carefully controlled orbits, crushing or disabling alien ships that strayed from the path. The aliens had never encountered such cunning tactics. Their confidence began to crumble. Meanwhile, the Star Destroyer targeted the remaining ships. Its weapons struck with deadly accuracy, each beam cutting through alien hulls, crippling engines and neutralizing weapons. Humans celebrated small victories quietly, knowing the larger battle was still in progress. Amid the chaos, one human pilot, Lieutenant Mara Keene, performed a daring maneuver. She navigated her small craft through a storm of alien fire, reaching the flagship's weak points. Her missiles struck key energy nodes, sending shockwaves across the alien command vessel. Sparks erupted along its hull as systems failed one by one. The aliens' formation broke completely. Screams echoed through the bridges of their ships as panic spread like wildfire. They had expected an easy victory. They had not expected humans to be clever, patient, and relentless. On Earth, satellites recorded the event silently. Cities continued their daily life completely unaware that their planet had been on the brink of invasion, and that humanity had just delivered a crushing first blow. In space, the battle slowed, but the tension remained. Humanity had won the first exchange, but the aliens were not defeated. They were confused, angry, and vengeful. And the Star Destroyer waited, ready to strike again. Captain Elena Voss leaned on the rail of the bridge, her eyes scanning the battlefield. "This is only the beginning," she said. "They thought Earth was unguarded. They thought we were weak. They were wrong, and they will never make the same mistake again." The Star Destroyer hummed quietly, a massive shadow against the stars, as humanity's secret weapon revealed its true power. The fight for Earth had begun, and humans had already proven they were far more dangerous than anyone had imagined. The void of space was alive with fire and chaos. The first wave of alien scouts had been destroyed, their flagship crippled, yet the aliens were far from defeated. Far beyond the broken ships and disabled engines, massive reinforcements emerged from the blackness more than anyone had expected. These were the true warriors of the alien fleet, colossal ships designed to crush entire planets. Captain Elena Voss tightened her grip on the bridge rail as the sensors lit up with the new threat. "Incoming fleet, much larger than we anticipated," Lieutenant Harris reported, his voice tight with tension. "They've brought their heavy warships, estimated firepower, off the charts." Elena's jaw clenched. "Then we adapt. This is what we trained for. Prepare all defenses, focus on strategy, not fear." In the alien command, panic simmered beneath their usual arrogance. Their initial confidence had been shattered by a hidden human weapon they could not detect. Their fleet was fast, lethal, but the humans had outsmarted them. They would not make the same mistake again. The new alien ships surged forward, their engines glowing like molten metal. Massive energy beams shot out, tearing through space debris, aiming to strike Earth's orbit and crush the Star Destroyer. The aliens had learned to fear precision, but they still relied on overwhelming force. Inside the Star Destroyer, humans moved like clockwork. Every console flashed, every weapon was primed, every pilot at their station. The bridge hummed with tension. "Captain," Dr. Lena Cho said, pointing to the holographic display, "their attack pattern is predictable. They expect a frontal assault, but their formation leaves gaps on the flanks. We can exploit it." Elena nodded. "Divide and conquer. Use the asteroid fields near Mars and Jupiter. Lure half their fleet there. The others, we strike with everything we have." Lieutenant Harris pressed a series of commands. Smaller human ships darted like shadows, drawing alien warships into narrow corridors between asteroids. The aliens, thinking themselves clever, fell into the trap. Massive rocks shifted with calculated precision, crushing alien hulls or forcing them into deadly collisions. Meanwhile, the Star Destroyer unleashed a barrage of plasma cannons on the remaining fleet. Shields flared and sparks exploded in the void. The aliens were forced to scatter, abandoning formation and control. Even their largest ships, built for war, struggled against the human tactics. Despite the human advantage, the aliens fought with desperation. Beams of energy lanced through space, missiles streaked toward the Star Destroyer, and electronic attacks attempted to scramble human sensors. One massive alien warship managed to breach the outer defenses, firing directly at the Star Destroyer's flank. "Hull breach in Sector 4, an officer shouted. Sparks flew across the bridge screens. "We're taking damage!" Elena's voice was sharp, commanding, unwavering. "Redirect power to shields. Deploy countermeasures. Focus fire on that ship. We do not falter." Small fighter ships raced alongside the Star Destroyer, weaving through alien fire. Pilots risked everything, dodging beams and missiles, firing precision shots to disable engines and weapons. Their courage was relentless, their skill unmatched. Above the chaos, the alien flagship attempted a daring maneuver, sending a wave of coordinated strikes toward the Star Destroyer's rear. It was a direct attempt to exploit a perceived weakness, to turn the tide of battle. "Divert main cannons to intercept," Elena ordered. "Use their momentum against them." The Star Destroyer pivoted, using its massive size to shield smaller ships. Gravity projectors created a subtle but deadly field, throwing the alien flagship off balance. Its engines overloaded, sparks dancing along its hull as it veered off course. One by one, smaller alien vessels were disabled or destroyed. Yet for all their skill and preparation, humans knew this battle was far from over. Their Star Destroyer had taken damage, and every attack revealed new weaknesses in enemy tactics. The aliens were clever, resourceful, and ruthless. Humanity had survived the first blows, but the fight would escalate. On the bridge, Elena's eyes scanned the holographic display, calculating, planning. "They underestimated us once," she said softly. "They thought Earth was easy. They were wrong. And they will make that mistake again if we allow it. Prepare for the next wave." Dr. Cho leaned closer to the display. "They're regrouping. I can detect multiple jump signatures. More ships are coming, Captain. They will hit harder this time." Elena's lips tightened. "Then we will be ready. Humans do not break under pressure. We do not surrender. Every move counts. Every life counts. We will survive, and we will win. Remind them why they should never underestimate Earth." The Star Destroyer hovered silently, massive and imposing. Around it, the smaller human fleet prepared for the inevitable assault. Space was no longer calm. It was a battlefield of strategy, courage, and human ingenuity. In the darkness beyond, the aliens regrouped. They had learned fear, confusion, and respect for the humans they had underestimated, but they were not finished. The next attack would test humanity's limits, and the humans were ready. Because survival, cunning, and determination were the truest weapons of all. Space was a storm of fire and metal. Alien warships, massive and deadly, advanced relentlessly toward Earth's orbit, determined to crush the humans who had humiliated their scouts and flagship. Yet, for every attack, the Star Destroyer and its fleet met them with clever tactics, precise strikes, and unyielding courage. Captain Elena Voss stood on the bridge, her eyes focused on the holographic displays. Every alien ship was accounted for, every movement predicted, but even the best strategies had risks. One misstep, one lapse in coordination, and the humans could be destroyed. "They've concentrated their fleet near the asteroid belt," Dr. Lena Cho said, her finger tracing paths on the three-dimensional map. "They think they can force a direct confrontation, but it's exactly what we need. If we act now, we can isolate their flagship and divide their forces." Elena nodded. "Good. Execute the ambush. Every ship follow the plan precisely. Timing is everything. We strike fast and we strike smart." The human fleet moved like a living machine. Smaller attack ships raced ahead, drawing alien vessels toward the inner asteroid belt. Massive warships followed in perfect coordination, forming traps and blocking escape routes. The aliens, confident in their strength, fell into every snare. On the flagship bridge, the alien commander shouted orders, frustration cracking his voice. "Why are we losing control? They are everywhere, yet nowhere. Sensors, failing, shields, weakening." He had underestimated the humans' patience, intelligence, and timing. He had assumed speed and firepower alone would win. But humans fought differently. They fought with strategy, cunning, and foresight. Inside the Star Destroyer, Elena gave the command. "Focus fire on the alien flagship. Disable their engines and weapons simultaneously. Use the asteroid fields to slow their retreat. Let them feel the full power of humanity's intelligence." A massive volley of plasma cannons fired from the Star Destroyer, striking the alien flagship at critical points. Engines shuddered and sparks exploded along the hull. Missiles from smaller human ships followed precise trajectories, tearing through shield generators. The alien fleet tried to regroup, but it was too late. The ambush worked perfectly. Alien ships became trapped in gravitational currents carefully manipulated by human technology. Some collided with asteroids. Others were immobilized by the Star Destroyer's magnetic pulse fields. Chaos reigned. Lieutenant Mara Keen, a daring human pilot, streaked past enemy fire in her nimble fighter. Her ship weaved through beams and missiles, firing concentrated energy blasts at the alien flagship's exposed weak points. Sparks and smoke erupted along its hull. The alien commander's eyes widened in panic as he realized his prized vessel was falling apart. "Engines failing, weapons offline," he gasped. How is this possible?" Elena smiled faintly. It's simple, she whispered to Dr. Cho. They forgot one thing. Humans never give up, never surrender, and never underestimate us. The alien flagship, once a symbol of terror and power, drifted helplessly in space, caught between the asteroid traps and human fire. Smaller warships attempted to rescue it, but they too were picked apart by precise human strikes. The tide had turned. For the first time, the aliens were on the defensive. Around the Star Destroyer, human ships moved in perfect harmony, covering each other, striking at weak points, and never hesitating. The humans fought not only with firepower but with intelligence and courage, exploiting every flaw in the alien formation. Even as victory became clear, Elena remained vigilant. Do not relax, she warned the crew. They will try one last desperate move. Be ready for anything. And indeed, the aliens attempted a final surge, sending all remaining ships in a headlong attack toward Earth. But it was too little, too late. The Star Destroyer pivoted, its massive hull blocking the path. Plasma cannons, missiles, and tractor fields combined to stop the assault. Alien ships exploded in brilliant flashes, leaving debris floating silently in the void. The flagship, broken and powerless, was finally destroyed by a coordinated strike from the Star Destroyer and surrounding human ships. The remaining alien forces, shaken and demoralized, turned and fled, retreating into the darkness from which they had come. Silence fell across the battlefield. The void of space was calm once again, scattered with debris and wreckage of the defeated alien fleet. Humanity had survived. Humanity had won. On the bridge, Elena exhaled deeply, her eyes scanning the stars. They saw Earth as weak, she said softly. They saw us as easy prey. They were wrong, and now they know never to make that mistake again. Dr. Cho nodded, exhaustion and relief written across her face. We've done it. Earth is safe, and for now. Elena looked at the remaining fleet, battered but alive. This is only the beginning. Humans will always be ready. We will protect our planet. We will protect each other. And we will never let anyone think we are weak again. Outside, the Star Destroyer floated, massive and silent, a hidden guardian no one had known existed until now. Its presence alone would be enough to make any future invader think twice. Humanity had turned the tide not through brute force alone, but through intelligence, courage, and determination. Earth had survived its first encounter with a superior alien force, and the universe had learned a simple, terrifying truth. Humans were not to be underestimated. The battlefield was quiet. Space, once filled with the chaos of fire and explosions, now shimmered with drifting debris. Twisted metal, shattered hulls, and burning plasma floated silently in the void, a testament to the humans' fierce defense. The alien fleet had fled, their pride shattered, their flagship destroyed, and their arrogance broken. Inside the Star Destroyer, the crew worked methodically. Repairs had already begun on minor damage sustained during the battle, and sensors scanned the surrounding area for lingering threats. Despite exhaustion, there was no panic, only a quiet, determined efficiency. Humans had survived impossible odds before, and they would continue to do so. Captain Elena Voss stood on the bridge, gazing out at the stars. The destroyed alien ships drifted far below, reminders of what could have happened if humanity had not been ready. The weight of leadership pressed heavily on her, yet there was also pride. They had done the impossible. They had defended an entire planet against an overwhelming alien force and emerged victorious. Dr. Lena Cho approached, her eyes still scanning the tactical displays. Captain, sensors show no further alien signatures in the vicinity. The fleet has retreated beyond detection range. For now, Earth is safe. Elena nodded. For now, she repeated. Her mind raced ahead. She knew this victory would not be the last. In the galaxy, there were always threats, powerful, arrogant forces that would underestimate humans again. But humanity had learned a vital lesson today. Strategy, intelligence, and courage could overcome brute strength. In orbit below, Earth continued its normal rhythms, blissfully unaware of the war that had taken place above. Cities bustled with life, unaware of the hidden Star Destroyer that had just saved them. Satellites rotated silently, The oceans shimmered under the sun, and birds flew in their endless patterns across the skies. Humanity's secret guardian had done its job without a single civilian ever knowing of the danger. "Captain," Lieutenant Harris said, breaking the quiet. "There are signals coming from the outer rim. They're faint, unusual, possibly alien. It's hard to determine the origin, but it's clear they're monitoring the situation." Elena's eyes narrowed. "So, the universe is watching. That is to be expected. Let them watch. Let them see what happens when they underestimate humans." A small smile crossed her face. The Star Destroyer had proven that humans were clever, patient, and resilient. They were not just survivors. They were warriors, guardians of their world, capable of turning the tide against any enemy. Today's battle would become a legend among those who knew the truth. Below the deck, engineers continued to work, checking systems, recalibrating weapons, and ensuring the ship's cloaking field was fully operational. Every human knew their role in this victory. Every crew member understood the stakes. They had faced fear, chaos, and seemingly unbeatable odds, and they had won. Elena turned to the bridge crew. "Let this victory be a message to anyone in the galaxy who dares to underestimate us. Humanity is clever, relentless, and capable of defending its own. We do not bow. We do not flee. We do not surrender." Outside, the Star Destroyer's massive hull gleamed faintly, still cloaked to alien sensors. Its presence alone would serve as a warning. Earth was protected, and any who thought otherwise would face consequences. Humans had taken control of their destiny, asserting that no being, no matter how powerful, could easily conquer their world. In the distance, the alien forces retreated, regrouping far from the solar system. Their arrogance had been shattered, their confidence broken. And they would remember this lesson for a long time. Humans were not to be underestimated. As the Star Destroyer began its slow patrol around Earth's orbit, Elena allowed herself a moment of reflection. "We fought with intelligence, with courage, and with patience," she said softly. "Today, the universe learned that humans are stronger than anyone thought. Today, Earth survived because we were ready." Dr. Cho looked at her, determination in her eyes. "And we will be ready again. Always. If they come back, we will meet them head on." Elena nodded, a quiet pride filling her chest. "Yes, always ready, never defenseless. Humanity will endure, and humanity will protect its own." And so the solar system returned to a semblance of calm. But the universe had changed. The humans of Earth had revealed themselves as something more than simple creatures of a small blue planet. They had shown that cunning, courage, and resolve could defeat even the most powerful invaders. Somewhere in the stars, other civilizations would take note. They would watch carefully, reconsider their strategies, and remember this day. The humans of Earth were not to be underestimated. Not now, not ever. The Star Destroyer hovered in silence, a sentinel in the void guarding its home. And humanity, hidden yet unyielding, stood ready for whatever the cosmos would send next.